Hey guys, I hope that you're having a great day today. I hope you're excited about Summit tomorrow night, moving back to Wednesdays. Hope to see all of you guys there. Hope that tomorrow at school you'll invite all your friends. Should be a great night. We have some fun videos, some games, and some great things going on. I thought that instead of doing a longer message video that we record actually at Summit, that what we could do to help parents out and help some of you guys out that can't be there is just include some of the content that we're talking about on Summit Wednesdays via video post. That way you can watch the whole thing in just 3 or 4 minutes and be able maybe to grab onto that content and use it in your devotional life, in your family devotions, and that'll be great. We're actually going to be in Daniel 1 tomorrow night. We're starting a series tomorrow night called Be the One, about standing firm. There's this idea that we've taught in the past at Summit that's really true, that who you hang around and who you spend your time with friend-wise influences you. That it has an influence on who you are. So you got to be careful and watch who you're hanging out with and who you're allowing kind of into your circle to influence you. And while that's true, there does come a time when you need to understand that regardless of influences around you, just like in the book of Daniel, you need to be able to stand firm and be the one. That when friends and others are wanting to pull you in a different direction other than what God would want, that you need to be able to stand firm and be the one. And that's where we're going to be at over the next month. Daniel 1 starts out, this look at Daniel, with him in Babylon in a foreign culture. He's a young man that's been uprooted and grabbed up and sat down in this foreign culture in Babylon. And now what he's doing is he's trying to stand firm to his convictions. There's a really interesting verse, just 3 really quick things, and all 3 of these things kind of hinge on this verse. He's got a situation going on where they want him to eat certain food, and he, in verse 7 of chapter 1, says this. I'm sorry, verse 8 of chapter 1 says this. But Daniel was determined. Listen, determined. That's a great word. If you're going to camp on one word of what it means to be the one, that's an awesome word to camp on. Be determined to stand firm. But Daniel determined not to defile himself by eating the food and wine given to them by the king. So the first thing you need to do if you're going to be the one, if you're going to stand firm in your faith, is determine who you are, where the line is, where you're not going to go, and how far you need to stay back from that line in order to avoid not going in that direction. So you need to determine to be the one, to stand firm. Next thing is you need to determine that if you're going to be the one, you need to understand that sometimes you're going to have to be the only one. That sometimes being the one is being the only one. You'll see in this situation, if you read it with Daniel, that he was the only one, him and his group, his tight-knit group, that they were the only ones that were standing firm to what they believed in. All the other guys, all the other folks around there were conforming to what the society around them, this foreign culture that's being imposed on them, was wanting them to do and to be. But Daniel and his friends decided and determined to be the one, even if they were going to be the only ones. And the last thought that I want to leave you with is that being the one isn't about being the one, it's about serving the one. Another way to put it, another way to think about it is this, that really being the one is about being the one, the big, with a big O, the one, and being his one rather than being the one, little o, and you trying to take all the glory and be all that in a bag of chips, because that's just not the way it works. Really being the one is about standing up for God, and Daniel understood this because what he was, it was the one for God, not just for his own ends. I hope that you guys have a great night, and I look forward to seeing many of you and a lot of you guys tomorrow night at Summit.